Italy, the dark arts defender. 1982 World Cup, Italy against Argentina. Italy's defender, Claudio Gentile, is given one job: stop the best player on the planet. That player is a 21-year-old Diego Maradona. Gentile doesn't really defend him, he hunts him. A shirt tug here, a clip of the heels there, a shove whenever the referee isn't looking. By the end, he has fouled Maradona 23 times and been booked once. Maradona spends the whole game trying to get free and can't. That was the dark arts defender, the man who stopped you not with strength, but with cunning. The foul turned into a skill. That's the key word, skill. This wasn't the big bruiser throwing himself in front of shots. This was the specialist who knew exactly how much he could get away with and lived right on that line. The hidden elbow, the shirt held just out of the referee's sight. The clever little foul that kills an attack and earns nothing but a shrug. It was never about bravery. It was about getting away with it and being admired for how smoothly he did. So why don't we see him anymore? Two reasons. First, the rules changed. The fouling back then was so open that football slowly outlawed it. The tackle from behind, the constant niggling fouls, the off-ball grabbing all became instant cards instead of clever defending. And then came the killer, VAR. The dark arts only work when nobody's watching closely, and now everybody is. The sneaky elbow a referee missed in 1982 gets replayed in slow motion from 4 angles until the guy is sent off. You can't make a craft out of cheating when every second is on camera. You still catch glimpses. Giorgio Chiellini, the 2020 Euros final, yanking England's Bukayo Saka back by the shirt to stop a breakaway, then grinning about it. Pure dark arts. But that was one desperate grab in the dying minutes, and he knew the camera had him. Gentile did it for 90 minutes and lifted a World Cup. The subtle cheating survived. The artist of it didn't. Argentina, the enganche. Picture a midfield where everyone is sprinting, pressing, fighting for the ball, and one man is just walking. He takes it, stops, lifts his head, and slides a pass nobody else even saw. That's the enganche, Argentina's number 10, the playmaker who ran the whole game at his own slow pace. In Argentina, the number 10 isn't a shirt, it's sacred. It started with Diego Maradona, who won a World Cup more or less by himself in 1986. Then a playmaker named Pablo Aimar, whose own biggest fan, a small boy back in Argentina, was Lionel Messi. And the purest of them all, Juan Román Riquelme. Maybe the slowest player on the pitch and the best passer in the world. He didn't run, he conducted. And that's exactly why the role started dying. Pressing came for him. Modern football asks every single player to run, chase, and defend for 90 minutes. And a genius who strolls around waiting to create became a man your team is defending with 10. One by one, every country stopped picking him. Every country except the one that invented him, because Argentina had Messi. And here's the truth about Messi. He's not proof the enganche survived. He's proof of how impossible it became. The only way to still play the defensively lazy number 10 in modern football is to be so unbelievably good that the rules bend around you. To create so much that a team carries you anyway. Messi is the one human on earth good enough to do that. For Argentina, surrounded by players built to run for him, does the old number 10 still breathe? That's why he's the last one. Not because nobody's coming, because the job now requires a Messi, and football doesn't make those twice. He's chasing 40 years old, and at this World Cup, you're watching the final performances of the last true enganche there will ever be. When he stops, the role doesn't get passed to someone. It just ends. France, the maestro. Zinedine Zidane gets the ball with 3 players closing him down. He doesn't panic, doesn't speed up. He just turns, spins away from all of them, and the whole game seems to drop to his speed. That was the maestro, the artist who controlled a match not with pace, but with his mind. France produced the best of them. Michel Platini won the award for the world's best player 3 years running in the 1980s, and almost single-handedly won France a major trophy. Then Zidane, World Cup winner in 1998, the most elegant footballer alive. The maestro didn't sprint past you, he thought past you. Then the game got faster than he could think. Everyone's an elite athlete now. The moment you touch the ball, 2 players are already on top of you. The artist needs a second to breathe and a yard of space, and the modern game gives him neither. So here's the strange part. France makes more world-class players than any country on earth. But look who carries them now. Kylian Mbappé, all pace and power. Their newest Best Player in the World award went to Ousmane Dembélé, all speed and directness, a forward who hurts you with pace, not patience. The factory runs hotter than ever. It just builds sprinters where it used to build conductors. Netherlands, the flawed genius. Last minute of a World Cup quarter-final, 1998. A long ball drops out of the sky toward Dennis Bergkamp. One touch to kill it dead, one to glide past the defender, one to score. 3 touches and a nation goes home. One genius deciding a game on his own. That was the Dutch gift, the lone artist a whole team was built around. Johan Cruyff basically invented modern football and has a move named after him. Marco van Basten scored maybe the most beautiful goal in history. Then his body gave out before he turned 30. Bergkamp, the magician so terrified of flying, he'd miss games rather than board a plane. Brilliant, one of a kind, and every one of them carrying a flaw. What finished him wasn't speed or rules, it was the team itself. Modern football is 11 players pressing and covering as one machine, and a machine has no room for a passenger, however gifted. Build your side around one artist and 10 helpers today, and the artist becomes a whole the other team simply attacks. The Dutch still produce wonderful footballers. What they've lost is the nerve to hand the whole team to a single genius and let him carry it. Germany, the complete engine. 2014 World Cup final. Bastian Schweinsteiger takes an elbow to the face, blood running down his cheek, and refuses to come off. He just keeps running, keeps tackling, keeps dragging Germany forward, until they win it. That was the complete engine, the midfielder who did everything and showed up when it mattered most. Germany built these on a production line. Lothar Matthäus won a World Cup as captain and was named the best player on the planet. Michael Ballack hauled Germany to the 2002 final almost alone. Then a single yellow card banned him from the final itself, and they lost it without him. Schweinsteiger bled for the 2014 title. They scored, they tackled, they led, they won. He didn't die from pressing, he was broken up into pieces. Modern football took that one all-action midfielder and split him into 3 separate jobs. One man who only passes, one who only shields the defense, one who only attacks. And the cost was savage. The team that always delivered crashed out in the group stage in 2018, then did it again in 2022. The machine didn't slow down, it seized. Germany rebuilt, and they have started winning again, but through neat passers and organisers, never again through one man who'd do the lot. The all-action general now lives in the history books. England, the box-to-box lionheart. England's idea of a midfielder runs on one thing: heart. The man who chases every ball, flies into every tackle, scores from 30 yards, and tries to carry an entire country on willpower alone. The cruel part is that it almost never worked. Brian Robson, Captain Marvel, broke his body for England and won nothing. Then came the two best they ever had, Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard, both world class. And England never once worked out how to play them together. Two engines built for the exact same spot, cancelling each other out for a decade. In 2006, they both stepped up in a penalty shootout, and both missed. In 2010, Lampard's shot crossed the line by a full yard against Germany and somehow wasn't given. England lost 4-1. Germany's engine got split into specialists. England's met a different fate. It simply got overtaken. The game now wants athletes who defend and attack on command inside a system, and the heart-on-sleeve midfielder who just runs harder than everyone else became a romantic idea, not a winning one. England reaches finals now on pace out wide and control, not one man's lungs in the middle. Jude Bellingham is the closest thing left, and even his own fans can't agree what he actually is. That's the tell. The lionheart didn't just fade, he faded without ever lifting the trophy he kept breaking his heart for. Uruguay, the warrior. Last kick of a World Cup quarter-final, 2010. Ghana are about to score the goal that finally sends an African nation to the semis, and Luis Suarez throws up both hands and punches it off the line. Red card. But Ghana miss the penalty, and Suarez celebrates in the tunnel like he's won the lottery. He called it the best save of the tournament. That's Gara Charrua, the Uruguayan refusal to lose. A country of 3 million people, 2 World Cups, one on pure will. Their captain in 1950 silenced 200,000 fans inside Brazil's own stadium and told his teammates the crowd was made of wood. Their hardest defender holds the record for the most red cards in Italian league history. Suarez once bit an opponent at a World Cup. Win by absolutely any means. This one isn't dying because football banned it or outran it. It's dying because Uruguay outgrew it. The country that used to win on teeth alone now produces a generation of genuinely brilliant footballers. Players good enough to win on talent, who don't need to bite and claw to survive. The fight is still in there, but the warrior who'd do anything to win is being quietly replaced by players who simply don't have to. Brazil, the entertainer. Ronaldinho gets the ball, grins, and does something totally unnecessary and totally beautiful. A no-look pass. A flick. A trick that leaves the defender sitting on the grass. The goal was almost a bonus. The point was the joy. That's the entertainer. Jogo bonito, the beautiful game. Brazil made these players. Garrincha, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, then Neymar, now Brazil's all-time top scorer. They played to delight you first, and the result turned up if it felt like it. And this is the one death the others don't share. Modern football counts everything a player does, and pure showboating that doesn't lead to a goal doesn't survive a spreadsheet. Flair had to start paying its way. So here's the twist. Brazil still makes something close to it. Vinicius, Rodrigo, the teenager Endrick, dazzling, all of them. But every trick is wired into a system now. The dribble has to go somewhere. Same magic, put to work. And the scoreboard tells the story. 5 World Cups, no trophy since 2002, their longest drought ever. Brazil still makes the artist. It just stopped paying him to play for fun. Every one of these players was something a country made on purpose. But modern football has quietly deleted the players who didn't fit. So tell us in the comments, is the game better for it? Or did we trade away something we're never getting back?